Well, hello cowboys and cowgirls. Today we're going to do something a little different. This is called a poor boy tire change. We're going to take this tire off of this aluminum rim, and I've got two brand new tires that I bought, and I only paid I think $40 for both rims and tires, but I really don't need the rims, and if I take the rims back to the junkyard, they'll give me $20 each for two rims. And that means I'm only going to have $25 into these tires, and they are about a $100 tire. They are 215, 60, 16s that go on my Taurus, and the tread on them is still 95% good. So one good way to save some money. So I'm going to let the camera roll. Two things you will need. You'll need a compressor, and you will need a bubble balancer, and I think some of you guys have already seen the bubble balancer I've got. Paid $40 for it. Great tool to have. And basically all we're going to do is let this air out of the tire and take my tire of my vehicle there, run up over it, and kind of break each side of it down. And I'm going to show you how most people do it. Now, one thing is make sure your tire is turned at an angle because sometimes the tire, when you run up on the tire and the rim, the tire sometimes will like to kind of come up and it might hit the front of your vehicle. And also if you have a 3-foot piece, a 2x6, that would really help. Make sure it's good and strong. And the heavier the vehicle, the better. Now, you're probably not going to be able to do this with a Pinto or something that weighs 2,000 pounds. My car weighs about 4,000 pounds, so this makes it a little bit easier. And let's see, if you have really nice rims, you probably won't want to do this. And some steel rims, this can be a little difficult because the steel will rust. But these aluminum rims don't rust, and they seem to be a little bit easier to break down. So I've got my piece of wood there set up, and I'll go ahead and let the air out of this tire, and you can kind of watch me do this in real time. And this is a good thing to do if you're away from a garage and you just want to get a spare on your car or something. And if you have a bubble balancer, I mean, it works out pretty good. I mean, you can still drive your car no problem, but this is how a lot of people do it. Thought I'd show you how I do it. I didn't want to edit. I just don't want to do any editing today, so I just figured I'd just let it roll in real time. So wasn't too much air in that tire. Now, like I said, I've got my tire set up, and my wood here, it's got a little angle cut in it there for the rim, so it helps it to get a little bit of more of a bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the car up and drive up on it. And sometimes you gotta give it a little persuasion. And there we go, that's pretty much off. And it really helps if your tire, if it's really warm out, 80 or above, or even 60 or above, it makes it easier because rubber likes to flex and expand, and it makes it a little bit easier to work with the tire. Now we got to do is flip it over. Now this side sometimes can be a little difficult because you've got more of an area where this rim, the tire, has to travel across before it actually has a lot of room to work to slide down across the rim. So be a little patient with this side. And if you have really nice rims and you don't want to scratch them, you could lay something underneath of it, but I'm not too worried about scratching these rims up today. They're in pretty good shape and they're pretty bulletproof. Like I said, they're not going on my Escalade. How many of you were watching have an Escalade is what I want to know. All right, now we'll drive up on this. Like I said, this might take just a few minutes. Like I said, it takes a couple minutes for this side because it's a little harder, and it's going. Oh, it's already went. Okay. And that tire is pretty much broke down. And that tire is ready to come off the rim, and I'll show you how I do that. By the way, you can see how good the tread is here. It's really a nice tire. I got a really good deal on these two tires, and the other one is actually setting right there. And I will have two brand new tires on the front, and I can still buy these mates, and I'll have actually 4 brand new tires on the car for less than, I don't know, 100 bucks, 150 bucks. So that'll be great. So let's go inside, and I'll show you how I take this off and put it on the other rim. All right, there's the tire. It's in the garage, and let's go ahead and break this down. I usually take a hammer and a crowbar, and you could probably do it with a couple of tire irons. If you want, you could squirt oil in here, and it will make it slide off a lot easier, but these rims seem to be pretty easy. Like I said, the steel rims, they can be a real bitch sometimes, so you gotta have a lot of patience with those. And you want to do the outside, this area here that's the smallest crease where the tube is, where you put the area in the tire, where the tire stem is, this is the area you want to take off first because it comes off easier. Son of a bitch. And they usually come off pretty easy. There we go, got off. And just be careful when you're taking it off with the tire on, don't destroy your bead, just kind of take your time at it. Usually they come off a lot easier. Today this has been a little bit of a bitch to do. And you can see what I mean. See how this is kind of angled down? This is why you want to take the tire off in that direction. And I will set the tire up, and I think you can still see that. Alright, now we'll go ahead and take the back of this tire off this rim. And I got a little bit of shade. The sun went in behind the clouds, so it'll be nice for a few minutes anyway. I'm also using a air nozzle with a rubber tip on it to help blow up the tire faster on the rim, and of course I've got a regular air nozzle, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. So here's how I usually take these tires off the back side of the rim. If you want, you can put oil in here, it makes it a lot easier. Take a hammer. And usually it comes off pretty easy if you just kind of take the time. There you go, came right out. But like I said, sometimes the steel rims, they're a little more difficult to get out. Alright, so let me get a drink and we'll go ahead and finish this up. And that's how you take a rim off of a tire, or a tire off of a rim. Politically or correctly, I would say tire off the rim. So now all I got to do is clean this up, knock the weights off, and clean this tire up a little bit, and we'll go ahead and pop it on the rim, air it up, and that'll be about it. And the other reason I'm going through all this trouble, you're thinking, why didn't I just put these same rims on if they were the same size? Well, to take them back to get my money back, they wrote a code right there on that rim with my receipt. That's how they verify that these are the same rims. So that's why I'm going through all this trouble. All right, let's go ahead and put these tires on the other rim. All right, I think you can see me pretty good there. Double jack. Yep. And now two things makes it a little bit easier. I've got my compressor there. It's just a Craftsman regular 2 horsepower. Nice to have one of these little things here. Air guns. It's got a little plastic tip on it, rubber tip. It makes it easier to shoot the air back in the tire. Now you can probably just put the stem in it and take it somewhere and just try to get it to air up. And it really helps to get a nice burst of air in to blow everything up. It just makes it a little bit easier. And make sure your rim is clean. I've taken all the weights off because this will help when you balance it. If you have a balance bubbler, if you're doing it at your house. And we are ready to put this tire on. Now I've already greased the tire up a little bit around the rim. I put some oil on just to make it a little bit easier. As you can see there, kind of greased up. It'll make it easier. So start on this side. Start on the thin side, right? Start on the thin side. Make sure the tire side that you want out is up. So if you want this side up, make sure you go this way. So just go ahead and do this. Grab my hammer. Just head it in there. And like I said, try not to hit your rim. And I usually just get on the top of it like this. The oil makes it easy for the rim to accept the tire. It slides on real good. And it's going on pretty easy. So. Sometimes you can just push it down with your foot. And just do a little bit at a time so you don't screw up the bead. And probably just take my foot and push down on it. And that tire is on. Now I hear air coming out of the stem, so it may have already sealed. So we'll try it and see. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just go ahead and shoot a burst of air in it. That's the whole purpose of me having this out. And it's accepting the air, no problem. Waiting for it to pop on the other side. I guess it popped. Oh, it already seated on the rim, so it doesn't have to pop. So now all I gotta do is put this in. Hard to do with gloves. And now I'll just go ahead and balance it, put air in it, and it's done. And that's basically how you do it. So let me go ahead and put a little more air in it, and we'll balance it, and we'll check it real quick. Alright, I got all my weights off, rechecked it. I sprayed some soapy water clear around the tire, and there's no leaks. And the bubble balancer is right on, it's right in the dead center, so that tire is done. And that is how you change a tire. Like I said, this is not for everybody. This is if you're working on your car for the first time or are a little wimpy, this is not a job for you. But this is how a lot of us guys do it. But like I said, you'll need a bubble balancer, and there's my little Craftsman. That thing's probably 20 years old, and it's been a good little compressor. It's great for tires and whatever. So that's how you do it. I'm gonna do the other tire. It cools down later this evening, and I should be in pretty good shape, and I'll go pick up my other new tires. So basically I'll have 4 brand new tires on my car for less than, I don't know, 150 bucks. Great deal. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're going to do this, be safe and wear gloves and eye protection. And just be careful. Thanks a lot, man, for watching. Later.